So our topic is today's is the roadmap of entrepreneurship. So Albert Einstein said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking. So we used when we created them. Okay. So here there is a one word that is a thinking word. So it reflects what something like most innovative, most you can say research topics, or most just like there will be like no existing applications or no existing startups or no existing entrepreneurships are there. Okay, so here we have to think like a means think from the different person. Okay, so then next we have here we can explain with the just like everything started as a nothing. So this is given by the founder and the CEO of Entitled Group. It means at the starting point there is nothing, so you have to develop all the things very clearly. And the one more quote is there that if you are passionate about something and your hard work, then I think you will be a successful. So these are the some quotations, or you can say these are the some few most important or the most motivational quotations which is given by some founder, just like this one is given by the chairman of eBay. Okay, so today we have to think like an entrepreneur, okay, not like an employee. So who is an entrepreneur? The first thing, what is the first point, that what is the difference between and then employee and the entrepreneur? And then we have to explore why do people become entrepreneurs. Okay, so one more point, should you become an entrepreneur, or what will be the common traits of the successful entrepreneurs? So we will cover up all these points in today's session, and then we will show the difference between the entrepreneur and the employees. Okay, so first of all, who is an entrepreneur? So real entrepreneurs base their directions on the purposeful innovations in response to customer demands, not the desire to make a quick buck. Means until you will find what is a requirement in the market. Okay, then you have to think like that, not like I'm just proposing an ideas right now and then we start implementing. No, we have to find out the demands related to customers. So we can say the entrepreneurs are some business people who can detect and sense the availability of business opportunities in any given scenarios. So we can say they will utilize their opportunities to create a new products by employing a new production methods in the different markets. Okay, so means first of all we have to identify the what is the requirement. Suppose that we are I'm explaining with one example, just like before 5 to 6 years. Okay, there is no UPI. Okay, or there is no just like a Google Pay or any kind of phone pay, or there is no any wallets or any applications like this. You have to transfer your money from one account to another account. Okay, or you have to pay means you have to pay some for any shops or any just like any purchasing just like on online shopping. There is no any kind of portals, so you have created a like a web application or the mobile applications. So this will be the what exactly means you are creating a product or you are creating a services for whom? For the customers. Just because everybody wants, like in earlier days everybody has to go to the banks, and then he decided he decided to withdraw money from the banks. Then he has to follow the rules and the regulation, just like he have to fill the forms and make a queue, and then you will get your money. Okay, or you have to transfer your money to one person to another person. So in that scenario you are just going and then you are sending money to those. Okay, but nowadays what you have to do, simply you will just check it. Okay, this person wants some money or this person wants some money. Simply you are transferring your money from the e-payments. Okay, so one more thing you can say, they will also function in a different ways by using a various resources who will give them a profit. Okay, so we can say it is important to note that although most entrepreneurial businesses start small, so the owners of the such businesses need to be small scale owners. So first of all, just take an example of a Zomato or any kind of any food order portal, just like a Swiggy one. So Swiggy and the Zomato started from the Bangalore. Okay, so in the Bangalore, generally they started in a local areas. First of all, there was expecting कि क्या ये चलेगा या नहीं चलेगा, ठीक है. So exactly means Zomato, the owner of the Zomato decided just to make a application from where the people can connect to the restaurant and they can order their food and they can receive their food in a proper time. So there will be like so many test cases. Okay, so this is the best example of entrepreneurship, you can say. Or you can take an example of a Swiggy, or if there are so many examples, just like Ola and Uber. Okay, so they could, in a fact, be a big business owners who first try and test the waters before investing a big time in the business. Okay, so we can say small business owners dread risk, but a successful entrepreneurs are innovative, and know how to okay, so we can say a small business owner dread risk, but successful entrepreneurs are very innovative. Okay, know how to operate profitably in a business environment, even if the risk is very high. So as an comparison between a business owner and the entrepreneurship, there is a difference. So just like in a business owner, suppose that I am saying business owners is just like a means they have a previous history related to that business, or they're starting any businesses just like a non innovative one, or they don't want to ask what is the requirement of the customers. Okay, so this is the first thing. There will be a low risk, but the entrepreneurship, or you can say the startups, just like there will be a so innovative ideas you have to create. Okay, know how to operate profitably in a business environment, because the market is just like a nowadays so vasting. So you can't be like a monopoly startups and all. So you have so much competition is there, so the risk will be high. So you have to maintain a profit from that environment. Okay, so you have to just think like not a businessman, you have to think like entrepreneurs. Okay, then we have in fact, innovation is the lifeblood of any kind of entrepreneur. So this is one of the tools that helps them gain an advantage over established players in the market. So entrepreneurs are defined as individuals or the groups of individuals who carry out the entrepreneurship activities that are based on their innovative approaches to solve real world problems. So there are so many real world problems, just like the owner of the Uber decided everybody wants means they want to travel from one location to another location, but they don't want to go outside from their houses. Then they decided, okay, we will send a cab or we will send a car to your home or to your place, then you can easily go. Or nowadays the most means we can say the most usable application is just like a Blinkit. The previous one, the name was Grofers. Everybody wants groceries in their home. Nobody wants to go to the stores or any kind of provisional stores just to get a purchase and then they have to collect and come to the home. No, everybody wants what? I'm just ordering from here. Then the company will come and place my order. So this will be like a Grofers or the Blinkit, or you can say the nowadays Flipkart is also offering, Amazon is also offering these kinds of facilities. So the owner of the Amazon or owner of the Flipkart are the better example of this. Okay. So here are you can say who is an entrepreneur. So before moving to explanation of these points, let me clear one thing. What exactly entrepreneurship, you can say just like a just a minute. So you can say in a one word, you can say entrepreneurship is a person who decided to start a new business. Okay, endures the potential risk and relishes the rewards. Okay, so entrepreneurship can be denoted as a process used by the entrepreneur in the establishing a business. What kind of business? They can bear a risk and relishes the rewards. Okay, they have to think innovative and they have to implement that innovations. Okay, so suppose that you are in a working on any mobile applications. Okay, so that if he wants to sell to online businesses, so he noticed that a gap in making payments and decided to try and look for a solution. Then you will launch your application to the market. Okay, then after you realize that some people are starting using and using and using. Or you can take an example of grow the your stock market analysis applications. Okay, where you can trade on the basis of your last histories, on the basis of your last experiences. So we can say these are some examples of the entrepreneurs. So from where the word entrepreneur introduced, the students, can you please tell me slides is moving or not? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, it is moving.
Currently
Right
we
now.
are in a, okay, we who is an entrepreneur now? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the 1970 71, oh sorry, in the 1771, there is a one person, Nicholas, who defined the term entrepreneur to mean an innovator. So they defined the entrepreneur means to mean an innovator, or you can say the inventor. And then so on, there will be so many persons came in 1775. So you can say it is from 1775. ये कोई आज के लिए न्यू नहीं है कि exactly we are defining like कि नहीं आज ही ये entrepreneurship startup हुआ. No, the term entrepreneur was in 1771. So in, you can say, in 1881 there is Alfred Marshall who defines an entrepreneur as a someone who consider opportunities with a cost minimization in mind. So everybody have their own perceptions or own visions, so they can define the entrepreneurship in a different way. So just like Alfred Marshall's, who decided that the entrepreneur will be like a who will consider opportunities with the cost minimization in mind. Okay, so similarly there will be like there is one person in 1977, Israel. Okay, so linked in entrepreneurship like and to discover anything. Okay, and there will be so many definitions related to entrepreneurship. So we can't say, this one is the better one or this one is the better one. No. So now let's discuss on the what exactly means. You can say who is an entrepreneur. So every word have a different meaning here. So just like an entrepreneur, we start with the E. Examine the needs and wants of the society at a large for which he or she feels some solution can be found to satisfy these needs and the wants. Then we have an arrow, and for the narrow the possible opportunities down to a specific opportunities. Okay. Then we have a T, thinks of innovative ideas. Then we have a R, researchers the opportunities and the ideas thoroughly. Then we have a E, enlist are the best source of advice and the assistance that can be found. Then we have a P, plan the venture and the look for the possible problems that may arise on setting for the ventures. ER, then rank the risk and possible the rewards. So you can say these term is also based on your learnings. Okay. So if we have a E, then evaluate the risk, possible rewards, and then you have to make the decisions here. Then and never hangs on idea if researcher shows it would not work. Okay. If somebody is saying just like I'm a researcher of your startups or your business one. Okay, so if I'm researching any drawbacks, like if you will do this will not give as a positive reward for you. So you have to like, no, you will stay with this decision. No, I'm saying that I'm owner of this company, and then I'm saying no, you have to follow this. No. So employees resources necessary for the ventures. Understand that any venture will take a great deal of a long and the hard work, and then you have to realize a sense of accomplishment from the successful ventures and learn from the failures. Okay, so you can also relate this entrepreneur word to your machine learning event too. Just like on the basis of your past experiences, you have to improve. Okay, so every single word in entrepreneur defines you can say a different meaning. Okay, so it will be a combination of all these points. So just like a Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon which can you use to change the world. So similarly, you have to think like that. Innovative ideas will be like the most powerful weapon for your startups. Okay, or you can say dream is not that which you can see while sleeping. it is something that does not let you sleep. So you have to think like that, means you have to make a dream of that innovative one. Okay, then we have the types of entrepreneurship. Generally, we have so many types. So these are the some common ones: innovative entrepreneurs, imitating entrepreneurs, Fabian, and the drones. So what are these? Let's show. The innovative one, we can say this is a type of entrepreneur is more interested in introducing some new ideas, okay, into the market and organizing or in the nations. They are drawn towards the innovation and invest a lot of time and wealth in doing research and the developments. So as an starting means you don't have any idea, then you are just means you have an interest to like, yeah, I will make any kind of startup. Then you will start collecting the information from the markets, organizations, or the nation, what the nation wants exactly. So you have to make a proper means the requirements of those, and then you have to think like that, uh, just like we have to give some times to there, and we have to invest our money in research or the development. Whenever the research and the developments will satisfy, okay, or are giving some outputs on the basis of your market, then means you are ready to implement your startups. Okay, then we have imitating entrepreneurs. So these are the often disparagingly referred to as a copycats. So they observe, just like a copycats, there is a word copycats. So they observe an existing successful system and replicate it in a manner where all the deficiencies of the original business model are addressed and all its efficiencies are retained. So these are entrepreneurs who helps to improve an existing product and the production process and can offer suggestions to enhance the use of better technologies. So imitating entrepreneurs, there will be one best example uh, for this one is just like a copycats one. So, but they fail. So the best example is just take an example of Nokia mobile phones. Okay, they decided they are thinking like an other mobile companies, and they were thinking like, oh, I have to make some means something different from the market. They decided, okay, so they wants to change their mobile phones. So they decided ki, no, I will not launch the Android mobile. I will first launch the smartphones. Then we will launch to the Windows phone. Then they saw exactly no person is interested toward the Windows phone or towards the smartphones normally, just because of there is a word Android. Android means what? The human friendly. The, you can say the explanation of Android is like a human friendly. So nowadays you can say Android is just like you know everything. Even a small kid can identify ki, exactly. There is just like a YouTube. Okay, so they can easily search what he wants to or she wants to listen or see. Okay, so we can say sometimes it reflects into the bad section, just like in Nokia. And now just take an example of so many others, just like we can take an example of one more from the bad rewards, just like a BSNL. Okay, nowadays other mobile companies are launching a 5Gs, but they are still on a 4Gs. Okay, then we have a Fabian entrepreneurs. So these are the entrepreneurs that are very careful in their approaches. And there has been just like a you can say here sometimes in the monsoon changes of uh, birds started moving from one destination to another destination or one place to another place. So they have a capabilities, or they are knowing that if weather will change from this situation to this situation, then we have to move from this place to another place just because of the food. So exactly, you can say the Fabian entrepreneur is just like that. So you have to always careful for your approaches or for any kind of changes. And then we have a drone entrepreneurs. So in this, these are the entrepreneurs who do not like a change. They are considered as a old schools. So they want to do business in their own traditional or orthodox method of a production and the system. So such people attach pride and tradition to even the outdated method of doing the business. Okay. So these are the 4 types of the entrepreneurs. Guys, I think there is a restriction in our Zoom for the 40 minutes. So after the 40 minutes, if the session is closed, then again you have to join. Okay. Then we have what are the roles of the entrepreneurs. So we can say the entrepreneur can change the economic. Okay. There will be social change. There will be technical change. So these are the three points, the major changes we are talking about. So economic change, social change, and the technological changes. So the next one is what are the traits for an entrepreneur? So we have these traits: risk takers. The most, the first step of your innovation will be like risk takers. Then we have a optimistic, self-driven, creative one. Okay, social networkers means we have to just clear one thing in our mind. Every points have a different meaning. Also, every points reflects to your entrepreneurships. Okay, so just like if you have a capability to take a risk on the basis of your innovations or innovative ideas, then you can make a startup. Then you have to be optimistic, self-driven. Okay, the creative one, and you have to just like you have to connect it to the socials. Then active, adaptable, easily you have to adapt the changes of the environments or a business environment, not this environment, you have to accept from the business environments. And then you have a competitive, means until and unless, suppose that if there is no competition in your market, okay, then this will be like Indian Railways, means only and only I have to make a rule which will be benefited for us only, not from the point of the just like and from the customer end. That's why nowadays every means not every, the government decided that the railway will become into the private zone. Okay, so the people can give us feedback of that train or that staff. Okay, then we have to curious about that, decisive and the determined, disciplined, energetic one, enthusiastic, focused, friendly, hardworking, imaginative, independent, passionate, patient. Okay, and perceptive one, and then objective one. Means we have so many traits for an entrepreneurs. Okay, so everything is depend on these points. Just like this one is a patience one. Okay, not a patient one. That one is a patience one. So if you guys don't have any patience, or you have already started your entrepreneurship, okay, or you have any startups, if you don't have any patience, just like in the starting phase for the few months, it will be like you was expecting for the better opening, but nowadays you are getting like a no one is responding on your startups. Okay, so you have to make a patience, or you have to be on a patient mode. You know, one day the people will know what is the means, what is the benefit of this app or startups and all. Then they will decide it, okay, we will come and join. So guys, after 10 minutes it will be closed, and you again you have to join. Okay, then there is a difference between the employees versus entrepreneurs. You can see, as an employee, suppose that after passing out from PSIT, you will become approx 95% person will be like an employee, and then remaining 5% will be like entrepreneurs. Okay, so what is the difference between the entrepreneur? You can see via the image. If it is visible, then you can tell me, otherwise I can zoom it. Is it visible for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you have to just like an employee. Okay, let me a little bit. Okay, so here you can say employee versus entrepreneur. So first of all, there will be, you have to perform a work for every side. So something to get away for the as a point of employee. Okay, something to get away from. But as an entrepreneur, something to be excited about. Okay, then we have to give you serious effort. Means just like something to do for a short period of a time. But here it means what? Everybody have to maintain these points, just like as an employee, just like as an entrepreneur. But they both, they means employee and entrepreneur have different thoughts or different meanings. So here the serious efforts is just like a something to do all the times. So as an employee, you are just like a 9 to 5 is our job. So till that time I will do. Otherwise, then after 5 I will not continue this project or this means this work. But as an entrepreneur, you have to think for the all the times. Then you have a support one. Okay, so something they deserve. Okay, here something they create. What will be the income? Income to be received immediately. So here incomes or something to be earned later. Okay, so means as in salary you are expecting from 9 to 5, there will be bound, I will pay only this amount to you guys. Okay, not you are means expecting for the huge amount. Okay, so suppose that I have in startup and in earlier stages is what just like an means the earnings will be like below the expectation, or you can say even the earnings is below from the employee salary too. But after so much time, or after so long time, there will be like, okay, now I'm satisfying with this applications or with these startups or with these businesses and all. Okay, no one expected growers will provide these kind of services to every state or every cities. Even now, no one was just like expecting we can recharge our mobile phones from home. Okay, no one was expecting like a Zoom. We can conduct our meetings or we can take our lecture series in a virtual mode. No one was expecting. Here we don't have a like a we have to abound. No, we cannot enter more than 50 people. No, we can join. Okay. So one more example related to this, we have entrepreneur that you are giving your value to the person, and then you are getting your money. Okay, means you are the only person who is receiving money from the people directly. But as an employee, you are giving your value to your boss first. Then your boss will continue or proceed your value to the employees. They generate a revenue, and on the basis of those revenue, you are getting a salary. Okay, so you can say you are just a creator. Okay, but there will be just like this one, this person or your boss will be like a, okay, this will be means like he will take a credit that I have completed this project with my team. Okay, so he's like okay, I'm your boss, so boss, or even public will know your boss have completed all these things. Okay, so your value is forwarded to your boss, and boss will again forward it as it is your value to the people. Then people giving just as written back as in revenue, and then from the revenue you are getting your salaries. Okay, then we have some basic difference between the employee and the entrepreneur. So here are the some points, just like as in you, okay, part of a larger team or be your own team. Okay, then goals established by a C-suite, and the goals strategy ownerships. Action will be like directed by the managers, and here your will be just like a self-directed and self-prioritized. Then the role, you will be as a specialist, and here it will be as a journalist. Then what kind of supports? Many depth specialist support. Here you have a less, and you have to find a specialist one. Then we have an impact, lower part of the larger whole, higher, or you can say the greater ownership. Complexity will be like the matrix one here. Here you have a structured. Okay, so what will be the best one? As an opinion, if I'm asking about which one is the best, matrix solution is best, or you can say the structure solution will be best. Which one will be best? Can you please tell me? Anyone? Which will be best? Means you can say, suppose that if I'm explaining any questions into a matrix form, and if I'm explaining same question into the just like a structural way, just like entry, or you can say the taxonomical form. So which will be a better understandable? Any of you, please. No.
The matrix form, maybe.
Okay, you are saying it means you are looking in a matrix form. But in
Yes.
an actually, if I'm saying, suppose that if you you have any problems, so first if I suppose that I have organizing all the things into like structural or in the just like architectural form, okay, so that
Yes,
will be
sir.
easy for us to better understand.
So
Here the
matrix
personal growth
also have some rows
matrix
and
will be just
columns
like
in
a,
it.
suppose that as an example I'm giving, suppose that in a machine learning in our machine learning, so if you have a picture, then you will convert those picture into a different like pixels from 0 to 255, okay,
Yes,
and there
sir.
will be combination like RGB, okay, red, green, and a blue. So after that, you are getting like a, there will be combination from RGB and you are getting a numbers. So that will be a matrix form. Then you have to calculate all the points like कि कहाँ से exactly numbers are. Suppose that if I'm saying there will be combination in structural way, so I will connect the RGB in a different taxonomy, R in different, B in different, and the G in difference. Then again we will identify that these are the points for this point and this points and this point. So sometimes it will, it actually, I'm not saying this one is the best, better one. There will be some, in some problems it will be like a matrix will be easy, but in other cases there will be like a structure will be easy. Sometimes it will be like a vector will be easy. So it will be depends on your problems, okay. So we can
Yes,
say
sir.
okay, there will be one more point, just like in personal growth. So you can say there is a linear growth, okay, means there is only one direction you have to follow to the upwards only. There is no just like you have to move like on the basis of your variables. No, you have to move straight, okay, the line will be very straight. But in here you are a non-linear one, so you can say we have a different range, okay, to get our achievements or to get our goals. So here the risk is very low, here the risk will be very high, just because you are the owner, you have to decide all the things, okay. If you will lose, then means you have to lose your money. But in that, as an employee, if product will not successful, then you are getting your salary, okay. uh, in a compensation, you will say the predictable, or you can say the health of a company. Here will be some fluctuations in a revenue, and then you have hours, means what you have to regular and to be a set. Here you can be irregular, but possibly for the very long time. Okay, suppose that today I'm so busy, so I cannot do anything on that in our startup. So we will continue from tomorrow and for the long time. So in every day wise, like we don't have any time limit foundation. Just like we have to complete within a 9 to 5. No, we have a lot of times we can modify. Okay, so after this slide, our meeting will be stopped, and then again I will you have guys have to join from the same meeting link. Okay. Let me pause first of all. Okay, till here, I think if you guys have any doubt, you can ask. So this is the basic knowledge of the entrepreneur. Okay, now we will move to the next. We have a 20 minutes. We'll move to the entrepreneurship now. So just a minute. So can you guys please tell controlled, and it involves the definition and the creation and the distribution of value and the benefit to individuals to groups, organization, and even society. Okay, so you can say it is like a dynamically process, okay, to create an incremental wealth, not as like in a wealth, or it will be also depends on your just like a market reputations too, okay. Not every entrepreneur will be think like, and we have to just earn money. Some respect also matters. Just take an example of Ratan Tata sir, okay. He's also entrepreneurs. Means what? He have a money, but most of the time he is donating all his money to the charities or the NGOs and all. Okay. So you can say the creation of wealth by individuals. So who assume major risk in the terms of equity or career or the commitment of providing value of some products. Then we have still, I think there is some problem into the internet. Let me check. Okay. So the process of taking or bearing uninsurable risk in a buying or the selling goods and the services, this is entrepreneurship. Or you can say the process of combining factors of the production or resources such that the wealth is created. Okay. Creating and building something of the value from the practically nothing. Pursuing new opportunities without regard to resources currently controlled. Just a minute, guys. I think net will be fluctuating. Just let me check. Okay, so we can say exactly in a single frame or single frame definition will be like entrepreneurship is the ability and the readiness to develop and organize and run a business enterprise along with any of its uncertain in order to make a profit. Okay, so the most prominent example of entrepreneurship is the starting of your new business. So it will be like in economics, you can say entrepreneurship connected with the land, labor, natural resources, or you can say the capital can generate a profit, or you can say the entrepreneurial vision is defined by the discovery or taking a risk, or you can say the indispensable part of a nation capacity or more competitive global marketplaces. So there will be like so many points which will make you as an entrepreneur, or will which you when you are starting as your entrepreneurship in economic wise. So you can be just like it can be classified into a small or the home businesses to multinational companies. Okay, and you can also say the profit that an entrepreneur makes is within a combination of land and all these resources, which whatever I tell. Okay, so you can say in a nutshell, anyone who has that will. Okay, in nutshell, you can say who has the will and the determination to start a new company and deal with all the risks that go with it can be an entrepreneur. Okay, so we can say that everybody have a different thoughts related to this one, but most of the most you can say the common one will be like you can think like a you have capabilities or determination to start any business or start any company with means ability to deal all the risks, and then you can become a entrepreneur. Okay, then we have innovative process that involve bringing new combinations into the production processes, that just like a new products or services will be offered, or the method of the technology is applied, or you can say exactly new markets are targeted or opened, or the new resources of supply and the raw materials are used. Okay, so these are the some innovative processes. Then we have basic aspects being an entrepreneur. Okay, so first of all, in a creation process, you can create something new of a value. Then what is the devotion of the necessary time and the effort? What is the requirement? Means entrepreneurship requires the devotion of the necessary time and the efforts. So in order to create something new, make it operational. Okay, so here you have a necessary risk, just like you have an capability to face these type of risks, just like a financial risk, psychological risk, or you can say the social risk. Suppose that you have started a company and you are looking like people will connect within a 15 to 20 days in our company. No, this is not a short-term goal, man. This is a long-term. If you are investing your time or your money or your ideas into the market, then you have to make a patience for that. Okay. Now we have the reasons for the growth of entrepreneurship is so industry structure, new technologies, we have deregulation or the privatization, Just like I already explained, that just if you guys are the monopoly one, just like an railway. So we have to deregulation and we have to make into the privatization mode. Just because of why? Suppose that in earlier, before 5 to 6 years, means railways will never on time. Just like they are always late, more than even 8 to 10 hours or 20 hours, and so many others. But nowadays, government offered just like some private trains, just like Vande Bharat and all, or the Tejas Express. Means what? They have a limit. Suppose that you will not reach your destination within that time, then they will return some money to you. Okay, you can claim that I'm paying for this, and as a result, I'm not getting this. So you have to return something, or you can take an example from the customer end, just like in a Flipkart or any online portal shops. Just like if you are not satisfied with the products or the services which was provided by those companies or those startups, okay, so that company means will return money, or they will replace the goods, or those there is no options like a services. For the services, it will be like they can work with that, but for the goods they can return or they will give you money. Okay, so you can say this is the main reason nowadays. Suppose that in earlier days you are going to any provisional store and you were saying, sir, I have purchased this so and so items from your shop, and then this is out of means out of means the date is expired, or you can say, no, I don't want this. So that customer will say like, no, 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 I can't take that. Okay, so there is like a he don't want to listen a single words from your side. Okay, so you can say the formation of a new business committees and all, then increased demand for the varieties, service sectors, government incentive and the subsidies, easier access to the resources, entrepreneur education, return on innovations. Nowadays, so many lecture series are going on in innovation cell. Just like everybody is giving ideas on startups, innovations on the research sectors or any other sectors. So you can say entrepreneur will be always become an hero. Okay, so you can take any examples from any person, just like a Steve Jobs. Okay, or you can take a Ratan Tata sir, or you can take an example of Uber, Amazon. Okay, Bill Gates. There are so many persons. Okay, so these are the heroes. We are thinking like, no, no, I have to earn money as well as respect. Okay, so a self-employment is a highly valued, or you can say the rising dissatisfaction at a job. So you can say the acceptance of ex-entrepreneurs in the job market. This will be the most reason of your growth of your entrepreneurship, just because of, suppose that as an I'm new starter or a new entrepreneur. Okay, you guys are already working on that. So I will collect the knowledge from your side too, just like what I have to do to get a better result from the market. Okay, so there will be some impact of these, just like a job creation, economic growth, new technology, and the serving big and small market and many more. Okay, so there are some impacts. There will be so many impacts. Okay, and then we have a types of entrepreneurship. There is no fixed entrepreneurship types, just like I had mentioned here, for small, scalable, large, and the social one. No, there are so many others, but generally we can discuss on these four. Okay. Just a minute. What happened? I think screen is off. Or just a minute, please. Okay, so as in suppose that we are talking about the social entrepreneurship. Okay, so in the social entrepreneurship, you can say it is basically focused on the solving the social problem, just such as access to food or any kind of money or any kind of educations. So for the food nowadays, just like you have a Grofers, Flipkart, Amazon, and so many, even so many other provisional stores are providing that, they are providing their numbers, and then if you will order from that, so he will directly deliver to you, or any kind of food, just like a Zomato, Swiggy, and many more. Okay, for the money, And for the nowadays, just for the education, so for the Byju's, okay, what he is following, earlier it was a startup now, means nowadays he's a ruling on a market. There are so many education portals, Scholar, Unacademy, or just like a Coursera, Great Learning, so many platforms are there. So the stated goal of these companies is to make the world better. Okay, so such companies develop product as well as services with the goal of achieving these lofty goals, you can say. So this model sometimes describe non-profit organization as well. Okay, so you can take an example, just like we are a people of 7 generations. Okay, so we are just like selling eco-friendly. We want some eco-friendly products from the market. Just like in a car. Okay, nowadays everybody wants like a no diesel and petrol car is not suitable for the environment just because of there is so much emission on that. No, nowadays government is offering like you can purchase electrical vehicles, then we will offer some subsidies to you guys. So these are the social entrepreneurship, just like you have to make a product or startup or the services for the cleanliness or the personal care products. Okay, and then we have you can say the small business or big business. Okay, so small business entrepreneurship is just like when you don't have the resources of a big business. Okay, so have to be more conservative in your accounting. So your entrepreneurship has to be more dependent on a good or old fashioned album. Okay, so just like in any kind of business, we can take an example of which was already made up by the family members, or you can say from the friends. So you can say any kind of local restaurant or any kind of shops or any kind of just like a dry cleaner stores and all. These are some real world examples. Okay, so then we have a scalable. So in a scalable startup businesses is just like as defined by the Steve Blank. Okay, the father of lean startup concept. So scalable startup business, or you can say entrepreneurship, begins with the founder's belief that they can change the world, and venture capitalists often swoop into the fund as these sorts of the startups in the hope of a landing a massive returns. Okay, so just like an Uber. Okay, so Uber started as an idea to revolutionize the taxi industry. Okay, so and after attracting investment, the company exploded and grabbed massive market share in a very short time. So critics have since questioned that the company's business practices. Did Uber skirt taxes regulation and the paid independent contractor or not, and just like that. Okay, so nowadays so many cab facilities are like Uber, Ola, and nowadays Rapido is also offering. Okay, means what? They started an idea. Nowadays everybody wants to use those. Okay, just because of in a very short time, if you have to go in a very urgent basis on suppose that in a midnight. Okay, and but you came outside, then you saw there is no bus or there is no, then it will be like hey, ab abhi hum kaise jaye? Then that's why the owner of the Uber on earlier stages think that if we provide these kind of services to the person, they can enjoy it. Okay, so you can say it will be like an independent creator. Then we have the last one is a large scale or you can say the large company entrepreneurship. So on a major disadvantage of this business is just like when we get larger, so is that it start to move slowly. Suppose that at a very earlier stage, I started a company and I have almost spent huge money or huge time on that company. But this will be like कि हमने open तो कर दिया but नहीं चल रहा है. So this will be like a disadvantage. So that's why I'm saying when we will make an entrepreneurship, so we have to make it from just like a 2 to 3 modules and then start them. Just like in a project. Suppose that at very early stages, you are deciding that you have to make a project on this, and I will make this so and so and so and so. Just like in a huge software. So it will be not possible like you will complete within a 6 months of that project. No. Means you first you have to create some modules and then again modules and then again and then you will get the like okay, now I'm getting the means as a result. So you can take an example of a Disney. Okay, so Disney finally purchased what? The animation studio of Pixar's. Okay, in 2006. Okay, means what? They can create, but no, they started, I will purchase this. Okay, then and nowadays you can see Disney is already purchased with Disney has a now a partnership with the Hotstar. Now they are releasing pictures even in those OTTs and all. So now we have so many other examples, just like a uh, Netflix, or you can take an example of J Medias and all. Okay, so nowadays everybody wants to create those OTTs and all. Then we have to find some attitude and the determination towards it. So if it is a possible to start from the scratch, acquire a colossal fortune through hard work and the determination. So everyone in the world has at least one talent, one passion, one hobby that can become profitable if you used correctly. Okay, so everybody means there is a three words you have to pick for your life. That is one talent, one passion, and one hobby. Okay, this will reflect something better for you. So the three factors that determine our attitude, that will be an environment, experience, and you can say the education. So life is a 10% what happens to us, and 90% how we react to it. Okay, this is just like a motivational quote here. You can utilize it. Life is only about 10%, but you have to apply 90% to how to react on it. Okay, then we are required some entrepreneurial skills, creativity and opportunity evaluation, real-time strategies and decision makings, comfort with the changes and the shouts, and you have to find out the teamwork, selling, negotiation, motivation through influences and persuasions, and the oral and the written communications, basic startup finance, accounting and the laws, everything or every desired skills you have to means you have to work on that. Okay, so what are the requirements of the attitudes for the entrepreneur? The comfortable with the lifestyle changes, willingness to break, bend, or stretch laws, patience to start small. Okay, all these points already explained. Okay, prepared to make enemies. Acha, there is a point, prepared to make enemies. What will be the use of this word? Can you please tell me? Anyone? The fourth point, you are preparing yourself to make enemies from the entrepreneurship view. Means what? There will be like so many people in the market who is with the same competition level, or he is with the same products and the services. So they never want to like your business will grow and grow and grow. No, these are the like enemies. So if these people will be near about your business, then every time you have to be in a attentive mode. Like you have to think like if they will do this, then our business will fall down. No. So for that point of view, you will always ready for that. And you will be comfortable with the confrontations and then dealing with the failures, willingness to learn. Okay. So like every thing have a pros and cons, or you can say every just like just taking like a example of a coin. So in a coin, we have a two phases. It will be like head or the tail. So similarly, a life will be also same, or it will be a startups or anything will be like in a environment. So it will be like a pros and the cons will be there. So here the pros will be you are the boss, but the cons will be you are alone only. So your profit is yours. Here your all decisions is yours. So there are so many pros and cons. Self confidence you have to increase. You have to put your long hours. Work can be very satisfying, or you can say the work may not be satisfying sometimes. Success will give you immense satisfaction. Lack of success will affect self-esteem too. Okay, or you can say the existing the business and difficult, or the pressure will affect on your social and the family life too. Okay, sometimes just like you have started a company and you failed, so that will affect into the cons and all. You have to face all these things by your own. No third person or fourth person will intimate in this like no. Okay, so what is holding us back? Unwillingness to take a risk, lack of planning and preparations, lack of priorities, looking for the shortcuts, selfishness and the greed, lack of conviction, rationalization, not learning from the past mistakes, inability to recognize opportunities, inability to use talents, lack of discipline, poor self-esteem, lack of knowledge, lack of purpose, lack of courage, many more. Okay, so this is the means these are the points which is holding us back from Means to become an entrepreneur or to become an to create any startup or to create any company. Okay, so unless you will work on this, okay, or you can say ki, they will start working on these points, you can easily start your business or start your innovation. Okay, so please, this is my suggestion. If anybody wants to make a entrepreneur, so you have to work on these points. Okay, then we have some failures: lack of experienced management, few trained or inexperienced person, manpower, poor financial management, rapid growth, lack of business linkages, weak market efforts, lack of information, incorrect pricing, improper inventory control, and short-term outlook. So these are some reasons why the entrepreneurship fails. So the ways to spark your entrepreneurial spirit. So read about great new businesses. Every time you have to update it with the market. Join a community business organization. Find a mentor. Be a critical. Leave your job or get laid off. This means you can't do both the things in a parallel way. Just like you are also an employee or also like an entrepreneur. No, you have to think for the both the things. You have to think different. As an employee, you have to think different. As an entrepreneur, you have to think different. Okay, so discover an industry, hang around a business school, spend time with the entrepreneur, do a feasibility study, do something and anything. Okay, this line is the most important one. Do something and anything. Okay, so this is this led to a failure, this led to a success. So there is one quotation that if you fail, plan. Okay, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So this will lead to failure, and success will be like ideas, the plan, and the work. So always you have to work to plan, and your plan will to work. Okay, so there is a changes. Either you can put any, if you idea to plan, your plan to idea, you plan just like something relatable to this course, and this is given by the Benjamin Franklin. Okay, so if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So at the last, we can say your most unhappy customer are your greatest source of learning. So this is given by the just like a Bill Gates, from the founder and the CEO of Microsoft. So thank you guys. This is all about the entrepreneurs, entrepreneurships, and what was the difference between the employees and the entrepreneurs. Thank you guys. If you guys want to ask anything, you can ask. Otherwise, you guys may leave for the day. Thank you. Okay, I think nobody wants to ask anything. So let me close this meeting. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you, sir.